Casey here from Pushpin Planner. I'd like to show you how you can use our app to start managing your projects. In this video, we'll create a new board, create a range definition, create a resource, some project cards, and assign that resource to the project cards. The first step is to create a board. By clicking the down arrow in the upper right hand corner and clicking Create New Board, you'll be able to create your board. We'll name this board Planning. And then click Next. Now we need to define a range definition. By clicking the plus icon, there are some fine-tuned settings here, but for the most part, if you're dealing with weekly ranges, you can just say weekly and leave it at that. Click Save. Admittedly, this process is a little complicated if you really get into the weeds, and we're working to improve it, but for now it'll have to do. The next step is to simply click the check icon and then click Done. We can see our weeks here on the right. The next step is to add a resource. You can do this by clicking the plus icon in the upper right hand corner of the Resources section. We can give our resource a name, and we can say that our resource is available 40 hours a week. By clicking the down arrow, we can expand the details of our resource. The next step is to create a list. A list is essentially a container for your project cards. We'll name this list In Progress. We'll also make another list titled New Leads. In each of these lists, we'll make one project card. You can do this by clicking the Add Card icon. We'll give this project the name Project A. And we'll say in order to satisfy this project, we need to give it 15 hours a week. Under New Leads, we'll call this Project B. And we'll say that this project needs 20 hours a week. We can expand these projects by clicking the down arrow under each of the projects. Now we need to assign Frank to the project. You can do this by clicking on the small icon next to Frank's name and dragging him onto the project in question. We'll drag him onto Project B. We'll say for the week of June 14th that Frank is going to work 10 hours towards the requirement. Now we can see that the project has 10 hours for Frank on June 14th. We can adjust this as we see fit after the fact. We can see over on the right that Frank is available 40 hours on June 14th. Now he has a need for 8 hours on Project B, and he has an availability of 32 hours. If we want to give Frank a link where he can view his schedule, we can click Get Sharing Link, and it'll give us a unique URL that we can share with Frank. If we want to share this board with other project managers, we can do that by clicking on the gear icon and selecting Share Board. Here we can put an email of other Pushpin Planner users. And once we do this, our board will appear in their board dropdown. If we want to view a Gantt chart, we can click the lined icon in the upper right hand corner. We'll be able to see all of our resources or all of our projects in the form of a Gantt chart. There are quite a few settings for integration with third-party time tracking tools. You can also use Pushpin to track your revenue, cost, and profit, as well as your total hours needed, your total hours assigned, and your total hours worked. But this should be enough to get you started. If you have any questions or you see a bug, please click the See a Bug, Have an Idea link in the very top of your screen. We'd love to hear from you.